Thanks, Lorenzo. Good afternoon, everybody. National Commissioner, President Provincial Commissioners that are here, Deputy National Commissioners. The Police Ministry has just conducted a high-level meeting with Provincial Commissioners of KZN, Limpopo, Free State, Gauteng, and Mpumalanga, led by the National Police Commissioner, General Masimba. In this meeting, we were taken through all the incidents on the attacks and banning of 21 trucks in the country, in the 3 provinces, namely KwaZulu-Natal, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga. We found it necessary to apprise the nation on these criminal operations and outline the response of law enforcement to the isolated and cowardice action. Whether it is economic sabotage, labor or service delivery related disputes, police are closing in on those who choose to use violence and intimidation for whatever motive. Intelligence suggests that attacks on trucks may be business related, and we know that these are not just random acts of criminality, but organized. Evidence before us points to organized, coordinated, and sophisticated operations that seek to undermine and sabotage the state and the business. We are encouraged that 12 persons of interest have been identified through investigations and intelligence collection. Allow me to take this media briefing through all cases that have been reported and are being investigated by the police. KwaZulu-Natal, a total of 9 trucks were attacked since Saturday 9th July to date. In the first incident, 6 trucks along the Van Riemen's passing KwaZulu-Natal were banned on Sunday night. 1 truck driver refused to stop when accosted by the group of armed men who shot at the truck. The driver managed to drive away unharmed until he reached. This was the first reported incidence of attacks on freight trucks in the country. By the way, apart in the bush, all along that road in their path N2, before they turn off to Richards Bay, that main road there. They are part of the bush, so it's one area that even now we've put in extra resources as the police. Yes, indeed. And other provinces, we are working quite closely with the SNDF. They take quite some time to get their people out of their places. We are very thankful that at least in this N3 soft areas, they have really assisted to go there quickly. The second question, you asked it very well, that is not going to get answer. I even saw your face yourself, that you are aware that you're not going to get answer of that question. This question of SABC, 67 people are in court. 67 people in court. To arrest people, to investigate, and your evidence leads you to arrest them, is not what the community is suspecting. Otherwise, all of us were suspects will be arrested every day. We'll allow those people who have their own suspicions to keep their suspicions on. And if they do anything beyond suspicion, they must approach the police and give the evidence, the information. But to say that nothing has happened when 67 people are arrested, among those people, the prosecution and the Hawks are looking even at the additional serious more charges than what has been there. And you simply say nothing has been done with the 21st, they can't be correct and can't be fair. So if there are people that they know that there are people that are supposed to be among the 67, please, they must bring the information. But 67 people have been arrested. And those are going to court for the fact that they are going to court because the charges and the investigation sticks with them. That's why they are there. The other question you raised, when the commission come back on the intelligence on this one. The issue of the service delivery problem is on one area here, is at Liebenberg in Bombay. There is a bit of a link. There is a service delivery there. But on other places, it has been said in the statement that it's clear that these people are coordinated, are organized, sophisticated, and doing these things according to that instruction. That's what has been said. Maybe linked with the question of where are these 12 people? These 12 people are around the country, but more specifically, they are concentrated on 2 provinces. And those provinces will be KZN and Mpumalanga. And those, as I've said, they have been identified as some groupings. So say there might be 4 groupings that have been identified now, coordinated in one center somewhere in the northern KZN. So yes, 12 around, but the bomb one, there might be a link with the service delivered in the area. But these other 2 cases and clearly are coordinated and organized kind of crime. I sympathize with trucking industry. I would simply not dismiss their price. I think there is a gentleman I follow, Mr. Kelly. Yes. I sympathize with him, and I would agree on some other issues and understand how it feels, how the industry feels. It's a big loss. I never owned a truck, but I guess you don't wake up the next morning and buy the truck. You must accumulate some kind of wealth, some kind of money and all that. But I would not fully agree that nothing is being done. The coordinator of the IMC, Interministerial Committee on this, is led by the Minister of Labour. Minister of Transport sits there, Minister of Police sits there. There are several different issues on those matters. One is labor. But, and this issue of foreign employed drivers. But with this one, it can tell you that it has gone beyond that, because I think it's about 4 or only 3 or 4 foreign drivers on this incident. All drivers are South Africans on this one. I think there are only 2 foreign trucks, or there are 3 foreign trucks, 2 of them in Mpumalanga and 1 of them in KZN. With that, you would expect nonetheless that those would be foreign drivers if trucks are foreign. But in the rest of them, so though it has been shouted that that has not been fully addressed, indeed, a person who would give a final answer on that one is the Minister of Labour. Minister of Transport will also work together on these matters. There are things that they raised about the permanence of the licenses on the other side, and that here you need to revise your license and renew your license every 5 years, and then they've got the advantage and all. That is looked at by the Minister of Transport together with her counterparts on those that they come in. I know for a fact that the Minister of Transport, before this month ends, is going to meet her counterpart in Zambia, trying to deal with these cross-border issues and all that. Yes, is nothing being done? That can be correct. Is it adequate that is done? No, it's not adequate, because we still see these things happening there. Again, there are a lot of meetings in between, even talking with the committees and the people that are there. One thing that dealing with those structures you talk about, one thing that has happened, it does look like there is division and quarrel between and among the organization that you talk about. There is a feeling that others are too soft, others are too radical and all that. So those meetings, unfortunately, as you say, nothing happens. A lot happens. Unfortunately, maybe the media does not pay attention on what happens in between. But it does happen. We would really love to reach the stage where this thing is completely eradicated. Now, 8 people have been arrested, but I'm told that some of those people are given suspended sentences. So maybe that's a thing that as a cluster we need to deal with, as a security cluster, with our sister departments, justice, prosecution and all that. Because it's clear, it's far beyond an innocent act. We begin to identify it as economic sabotage, as something very serious than just arson. So we hope that going forward, all of us will take it in that way, because it will be really worrying the police when some of those people, they get suspended sentences. It could be 5, 7 years suspended. That is for the police really is not a good story to tell after you've done the work and all that going forward. Maybe SAPC again will repeat. We don't have evidence that this is linked to July. We're not denying it. But the evidence we have is that there's been a call of people saying they're still fighting the issue of foreign drivers. The evidence we have is that there is a division. There is a division among the people that are in the particular structure of the trucks 1 or 2. The evidence we have is that this thing is coordinated on the sabotage of economy, people fighting on wars of economy and their issues of some industry. We do have that. So if there is any other, we'd love to have it, but as we speak now, we do not have evidence that is linked here. We know that there are opportunists, and most of your call comes from that call. There are people that they say, we see July coming, what is this famous thing? We see you. We see you there, July and all that kind of stuff. So, indeed, if it happens here, there will be people that would want to claim easy victories, which are not their victories if you call these victories. So, there's been that call. There are people who are aware of them, that are trying to link this to this July, and I'm sure yourself you are aware of them, and I'm sure the community out there will believe and will see them and begin to believe. But from the side of the law enforcement, We have no evidence of that. Thank you.
Loud and clear, Minister. General, would you like to add?
Thanks. Yeah, the issue of intelligence, yes, there has been intelligence to an extent, but the fact that we have intelligence to say who and who are anyone, we need to link the people directly to the act that has been done. So we cannot go out and arrest people because they said certain things. That with our investigation, we'll be able to prove whether specific people are involved in the touching of trucks, and that we will be able to arrest them once we have verified them. The circulating video, we have a number of videos, not only one, including of course that one that is circulating. We have a number of videos that we are busy analyzing, and we will be able to follow up on those people that are on those videos. Quite a number of videos that we are currently looking at, which we will use, of course, as evidence.
Thank you very much, General.